Hi, welcome to manifestation activation sessions every Thursday live at 5 UK time from my Facebook page, Activation Amy. So if you are watching on YouTube, please, if you want to join these live, jump over to my Facebook page and join me there every Thursday. So let me know if you're watching. First of all, while people are jumping on, I am just going to share the page. Share the video, should I say. How are we all? Does anyone have any questions about manifestation? And if I cannot get to them during these actual live stream transmissions, I will go back through them and I will create content on them, okay, for future times. So I'm just gonna share this first of all because I want as many people as possible to be able to see this. Hi Karen, how are you, lovely? Hi Caroline, how are you? Good to see you. If you're watching later on, let me know that you've watched it, or do leave me a heart, please, whether on Facebook or whether on YouTube. Just putting it in as many places as possible before we get started. Let me know if you've got any questions about manifestation that you would love to know more about. Or is there something that you are wanting to manifest right now, but you feel that, you know, you've got some resistance around it? Yeah, so Caroline, I never know what to manifest. I'm good, thanks. Yeah, so I mean, it definitely helps, and I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail. It definitely helps to like be specific in what you're manifesting, but you don't have to, okay? You can have a more generalized overall feeling of what you would like. I would say a really good way when you don't know what to manifest, because the thing is, we're manifesting all the time, right? We're always manifesting. Everything in your reality is manifested, okay? So if you don't know what to manifest, a good way to look at it is, well, I know what I don't want, okay? So write a list of all the things in your life that you don't want, and then write what the very opposite of that would be. Yeah, so an example, you don't like your job. Okay, so you either want a new job, or maybe you want to start your own business. Okay, you want to do work that you love. So you just go through the opposite of everything that you don't like in your reality, because the majority of the time, people know what they don't want, right? And as British people overall, we're very good at knowing what we don't want and complaining about it. I'm not saying this is you, just a generalization overall, okay? But we're very good at knowing what we don't want, but then like a lot of the time when people don't know what they want, it can be, and you're going to have to feel into this, is it true for me or not, that they're not giving themselves permission to like really kind of think big with it and go, that is possible for me. So they're like, I don't know what I want, okay? So that could be one option, but yeah, that's definitely a really good way to have a look at, you know, what it is that you do want. So let me just share it in this one final place, because I feel like I've not shared it in all of the places. I feel a bit nervous today, you know. I've not been live for ages on my own, so I'm a bit like, oh my God, I've normally got my mum supporting me. But it's fun. I do love going live. It's lots of fun. Okay, right. I think this is all of the places, hopefully, and I've not missed anywhere off. Hi Jean, how are you? Thank you for joining us. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to know about manifestation. Today then, welcome everyone. Welcome later on. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel as well, which is Activation Amy, because you can actually go back and watch all of, you know, I'm going to put these on there, so there'll be like a catalogue of like free content around manifestation, okay? So you'll be able to go back and watch them all. I'm going to do like a written format of this as well, because I know some people do prefer things to be on writing, so I am going to do that, which will probably come out tomorrow. Okay, so today what we're going to be talking about is 5 reasons your manifestation isn't here yet, okay? So, do you do any of these? Right, I'm going to try and give you examples as much as I can. Oh, you tagged people. Hi, Jane Wainwright and Michelle Gold, if you end up joining. Okay, so 5 things in your, what was he even saying? 5 reasons your manifestation isn't here yet, okay? Right, so do you do any of these when you're like wanting to manifest something? Okay, bearing in mind we're creating everything all of the time. Yeah, whether it's good or bad, okay, negative, it's not serving you, positive, it is serving you. We're always created. We're infinite creators. We are source incarnate in human form, but we also have free will. Therefore, we are able to create at will, okay? So, do you do any of these? When you've decided that you're going to manifest something, when you've gotten clear on what it is that you want to manifest in the way that I just mentioned a moment ago, if you don't know what to manifest, write down a list of all of the things that you don't want in your life on one side. On the other side, what is the opposite of these things? And that's a really good place to start, okay? And as you're doing that, stuff's going to come up like, well, I can't have that because of this, that, and the other, right? And these are basically limiting beliefs because you can have whatever you decide to have, yeah? And for you know, I get it, like, you're going to be like, no, I can't, right? Because we're conditioned to not believe that, yeah? But this is about expanding your consciousness, expanding what is possible for you. And for me, what it's looked like is, a few years ago, I was working in a full-time job, okay? I was working in a call centre. I hated my life, yeah? I was grateful for the job. I was grateful for the money. I'd been in that particular job for 15 years. All I wanted to do was have my own spiritual business, like helping people, doing my healing work, like sharing, you know, everything that I was learning in books, everything that I was learning from my mentors and so on. It looked like it was never, ever going to happen when I was in that situation, okay? So I was like, you know, my mental health was absolutely awful. I was having panic attacks constantly. I had an anxiety disorder. At one point, I couldn't leave the house for like more than 6 months. And I still knew that I wanted my own spiritual business, and I knew that I could help people and that I had something to share, and that current situation wasn't serving me, okay? But I was too afraid to leave it, yeah, because it was stable, it was secure, I'd been there for a long time, I was on a really good wage, I had loads of benefits, I loved everyone that I was working with, but I knew that that was not what I was meant to be doing. I was meant to be doing this, I was meant to be inspired, like helping people and inspiring them, but everything in my reality told me that this wasn't possible, yeah? So a big part of manifestation is looking at what is going on in your 3D reality, but not letting that define what you get to have, okay? So this is what I mean by everything in my reality told me I couldn't have that, but I still decided that that was what I wanted, and it didn't matter how long it was going to take, I was going to do that, okay? And now, a few years later, there's been a whole series of events that have led to me doing this. I've now had a full-time spiritual business for over 2 years. It has been extremely successful. I've earned more than I was earning in, you know, previously with the current wage, with everything that has happened going on financially in the world. This is still the case because I decide this, right? Everything in my reality should tell me that this is not available to me, yeah? And I hear people say this all the time, like, I can't have this because of X, Y, and Z. You have to decide, okay? You have to decide. This is available to everybody, okay? So, okay, I'm going to go into some of the reasons that your manifestation is not here yet. If you have decided, but it's still not here yet, okay? So, they're not in any particular order, okay? So, number 1, you keep looking for it. You keep looking for the manifestation. You're constantly looking outside of you. You're saying, it's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. It's not here yet, right? Then this is reflected back to you in your current reality as it not being here yet. You are creating a time delay. Yes, you are creating a time delay because you are saying it's not here yet. You have to move yourself into the state of, it's here, I have it now. And if you cannot do that, the next best thing to do is, it's coming, okay? It's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, right? And when you can believe and back that energy of it's coming, side note, you don't have to fully believe it. That's not it, right? I don't, to this day, I'm still like, oh my God, is it going to happen? Am I going to have enough clients? Am I going to have enough money? There is still that doubt. Yeah. It's okay to have doubts. You acknowledge the doubt. You look at the doubt. You be with the doubt, but you don't let that doubt define you. Okay. So let me just have a look at these comments. I've only just found you and your mum must have been a reason why. Oh, I love that, Caroline. Hi, Susan. So good to see you. Hi, beautiful. You've done amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, thank you. Yeah, but it's like, I'm going to take the congratulations because I'm learning to receive. This is part of the thing. Okay. Also, what I want to say though, this is available to anybody, right? It was a series of me constantly deciding and not letting the current circumstances define what I was going to have. Right. And now, like, I'm at a point where I'm taking everything to the next level. Yeah. And it's scary. And I'm like, can I do this? Is this available to me? Do you know what I mean? And constantly, yeah, there's doubts, but I don't let the doubts tell me that I can't do it. Right. So this is my point. So don't let anything in your current reality tell you that you can't do it if you want something. Right. There's this lie, and my hairdresser, oh my God, like I absolutely love them. Yeah. But today they said this thing, and it's this thing that, again, it's in the collective, right? Of you can't have it all. Fucking says who? Like, what is that? Like, says who? Like, why do we think that, like, we can't have it all? If we're infinite beings of source, why can we not? Right? I don't think like that. I'm like, I can have it all and I will have it all. Right? And that's how it is. Yeah, because you can, like, you can have amazing health. You can have, like, a spiritual business if that's what you want. You can receive money in a way that feels joyful for you. You can have a beautiful relationship. You're an infinite creator. Therefore, who the fuck gets to say that you can't have it all, right? Because this is properly a thing where it's like, no, you know, it's keeping yourself small when you're saying stuff like this. Oh, well, you can't have it all. Let's just settle. No. Like, that's not how it is, right? That's not expansive consciousness, right? It's about being grateful for what you have now, being present for what you have now, right? And I still, as a person that's evolving as an, you know, an infinite soul, I am an evolving being. I get to have it all if I say that I get to have it all, right? And there's nothing like, there's almost like this idea that that's like greedy or something like that. But it's the place, it's the intention that it's coming from. I get to have it all because I want to help thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Like, why can I not do that? I've decided I'm going to do that, so therefore I'm going to do that. Like, what do you want? Right? So it's just getting clear on what you actually want and not letting anything that currently is tell you that you can't have that. Because the way that I look at it, if I've manifested one thing, and I've manifested loads of things in my reality that should not have happened. So I was a professional dancer for years and years, and I decided when I was 16 that I was going to manifest being on stages with world famous DJs in front of thousands of people. I had no idea how. When I was 16, I'd never done a dance gig in my life. I wasn't technically trained or anything like that. I just decided, I was like, I'm going to do that. And it happened. It all happened. It happened in the most, like, amazing. Like, I could go on about this forever, the things that I've manifested, but it's a decision. It's an absolute energetic decision. So look at what your energy is doing and decide, okay? So number one, you keep looking for it, right? Looking for it is the energy of, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, it's not here yet, right? So instead of doing that, we're going to, no, it's here, I have it now, it's on the way, right? So you place an order on Amazon, right? And And yes, okay, every now and then things go missing in the post, whatever, right? So very, very rarely though, okay? And yeah, I know some of you are going to argue with me about that, but let's just say you place an order with Amazon in the post. Are you anxiously thinking it's not here, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here? You're not thinking that. You're like, it's coming, it's coming. And then when you get it, it's like of course, it's here, right? And that's what it's like when a manifestation comes in for me. It's not like this big, massive, like thing. It's like, yeah, of course, it's here, right? And it's being in that practice state of course it's here, yeah? Because, and that's what I mean, so that's the switch. It's like, of course it's here, yeah? Okay, you feel like you're doing it wrong. That's number 2, yeah? This is the second reason why your manifestation is not here yet. You feel like you're doing it wrong. You're not doing it wrong, okay? So, it's easy for everyone else. This is another one. Everyone else it's easy for everyone else. It was easy for me to do it, right? But it's not for you because you've got X, Y, and Z going on, right? No, like, I don't care. I've worked with clients that have been in, like, insane situations, yeah? And I've known women that have manifested amazing businesses and this, that, and the other, and they've been in situations that have been absolutely dire. So don't tell me your story is any different. I don't care. Like, I'm not interested. Like, it's not, manifestation is the same for everyone. It is working the same for everyone. It works the same for you as it works the same for me. There is an element though to it of learning how to, let's say, master it, and it's a constant state of mastery because you're always going to be going to the next level, meaning that there's always going to be more and more and more coming up because, as I say, we are expansive, infinite beings, right? So, yeah, it's basically a lie that it's easy for some people and it's, you know, it's not easy for others. So what it's like is we come in and then we have a level of programming, right? So certain things like, say if you've grown up in a house where you saw a loving relationship between 2 people, you would think to yourself that is how relationships are. But the majority of us, a lot of people, right, don't see that. Yeah, there's been some sort of dysfunction in the family early on, right? So the majority of people in a relationship scenario, they have all this dysfunctional stuff around relationships, but it's going to be easier for somebody that hasn't witnessed that to manifest a relationship, right? A loving relationship. But in another area of their life, they might be, do you know what I mean? It might not be as easy, yeah? So in some ways, yes, but manifestation is still the same thing for everyone. The laws of the universe apply to everybody. Okay, but there is an element of learning how to work with that. Okay, so the way to shift past this is to start saying and affirming manifestation is easy for me, right? Again, it's an energetic decision of manifesting is easy for me because everything is a story, everything. Whatever you tell yourself about any given situation is how it is, right? So it's the reason that 2 people can have a different experience with the same person because I believe that there's parallel realities, yeah, and people are just responding to whichever parallel reality you've just aligned your energy to. So I know that's quite like energetic, but that's what it is, yeah. And the way that you align to, let's say, your highest timeline or your highest reality is you move your thoughts, feelings and energy to the reality that you want, okay, by continuously focusing on it and not letting your mind decide that just because that's how it's been, this is how it always is for me, right? Okay, so number 3, feeling like you should be doing more to try and make it happen. Yeah, I've got to do more, I've got to do more, I've got to do more. What I've done is not enough. Yeah, so there is an aspect of manifestation where you're taking inspired action, right? And that comes from, it feels like it's not something you actively think about. It feels more like a download, yeah? It's kind of what a download is. It's like you're given the next step and you're naturally drawn to taking that next step. And it's not really like a questioning, like a should I do this or should I do this? It'd be like an idea that'll pop in your head and you're like, oh yeah, like I could do that. and then you'll act on it very quickly. And that's what's important, is that acting on it quickly when that sort of inspiration comes in, right? So it could be like, let's say the relationship example again, like you've been single for a while and then all of a sudden a friend comes along and invites you to a party, and then you go to that party and then you meet someone, right? That's like inspired action. It's not like I've got to make this thing happen. So to apply it to spiritual business, okay, you know, receiving clients or whatever it is, it's like, it's trust, it's taking that action, that idea that you've had from your heart, okay? So it could be like, oh, I feel like saying this, or I feel like writing about this, or like I feel like sharing this, yeah, or I want to talk about this. And then you take that action, yeah, and then you trust that that is enough, but you do it from a giving place. It's not about like trying to get something. So you're showing up from a giving place always, right? So there's an element, right? So a big part of manifestation is faith, yeah? It's deciding and then having faith that what you've decided is going to be, and that any actions that you are called to take are going to be given to you one step at a time, right? But you don't have to make them happen. It's more of a, it feels good to take this step and now I'm going to take it, yeah? So there is action to manifestation. You're not just sat on your couch like, it's good, do you know what I mean? There's always some sort of inspired action, but it's a very natural action where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I don't know why, a lot of the time it's like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. It shouldn't make sense, right? But I'm gonna do it, yeah? And that's why that saying, it's like he who dares wins, or something like that, isn't it? Right? So I think that was off like Delboy used to say it off Only Fools and Horses all the time, didn't it? But yeah, like, let me see what my comments are for a minute. Okay, let's have a look, right? So I can't see what this says. I'm gonna have to go back through them later on. Could I do it? And I've been told many times I'm a healer. Yeah, I'm a medium. Could I do it? And I've been told many times I'm a healer. Yeah. And I'm 63 and not that young. Yeah, so that's a limiting belief. Oh my God. Like when people say the age thing, people play the age card. I've worked with clients that are older than you, Caroline, and they've still, like, it doesn't matter. Like, for example, yeah, it's such a limiting belief, and it comes from the programming that we've got, like, from society, that, like, you know, once you reach a certain age, you're like past it, and that's absolute bullshit. And it's like, so I turned 40 on December the 31st, right? And like, you know, there's all this nonsense bullshit around like, once you're 40, you're over the hill and all this. And I was like, no, like my life's just beginning. Like, it's what story you tell yourself is, you know, so I would turn that into, right? The way that I would look at that is, well, I'm 63. So I've got all of this life experience and all of this like actual wisdom that somebody, you know, that's younger than me, they haven't actually got that, and therefore I'm going to attract clients that are really going to respect that and appreciate that. So you've got, you know, actual more life experience than a lot of people. So everything, you know, you can use it to your advantage. It's how you look at that thing. So I'm sure, like, I think it's Louise Hay, I'm sure she was like 70 before she even started, before she even got going. Yeah, it's totally like, it's total conditioning, like the age thing. But yeah, I'm glad you brought that one up, because that's really good. Right, so thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so you're welcome. Right, so number 4, not fully deciding that you get to actually have what you want, okay? So again, like I was saying before, it's a decision, it's an absolute decision that I get to have what I want, right? And it kind of works like this in the beginning, right? When you first doing manifestation. So in the beginning, for example, like, you know, when I was still working at the bank, I was still in that call center doing debt collections and all this, right? Speaking to people, having conversations every day about, you know, how skint they were and all that, right? And I was one of them. Like, because I was in that situation, I manifested a shit ton of debt. I came away from that situation and it just all went, as in, like, it was paid off. As you know, now my accounts are in credit. Yeah, it's like, it's all made up, right? So But what you put into your mind, yeah, that's why they say like the 3 people that you spend the most time with do influence your consciousness, right? So for a very, very long time, and still to a point, I'm quite an introverted person, yeah, because the only people that, like, I've spent years and years and years spending a lot of time around. I do have friends, but I don't spend a lot of time around other people, and I absolutely love them, yeah. And there's been people that have fallen away, and you're going to find this in your journey and absolutely be okay with this, as heartbreaking as it is at the time. But as you raise your frequency more, as your thoughts change, as you're doing more self-love, self-care, which is a massive part of manifestation, people are going to fall away. People are not going to understand you, and you're going to have to be okay with that, right? And what it does is it makes space, and it allows more people to come in, right? It allows people that are more on the same frequency as you, that you can relate to more, and that you're going to vibe off, and that are going to support you to come into your life, right? So for a long time, the only people that I would talk to on a daily basis were like my coaches and mentors and the people that I was learning from. And, you know, I spend a lot of time listening to information, and also, you know, listening to my angels and guides, because that's really, really important. You've really got to learn to like listen to your own intuition when manifesting as well, because that's what's going to lead you, right? That's what's going to be like your guidance, your internal guidance system, which is going to help you to take the next right step for you, right? Yeah, so not fully deciding that you get to actually have what you want. Like, it is like a game of expansion. Like when you manifest one thing, yeah, you're gonna start to have more faith then around manifesting the next thing, because it works like this. It's like, well, I could have that, I manifested that happened, and now I get to, right? So it's not like, oh, well, that happened. This is what a lot of people do as well. They say, oh, well, I manifested that thing, but I must have just been lucky that time, right? But it doesn't work like that. You've got to start saying to yourself, right, I decide to have this. Nothing is going to stop me. There's nothing blocking me, because this is another thing that I see all the time, is people going, oh, well, such and such, so I must be blocked. Such and such medium, healer, whatever told me I'm blocked, so therefore now I've got a block. I can't even tell you the amount of people that I've worked with for light language that have come to me saying, I'm blocked in some way, right? Oh my God. And I'm not like saying it in a taking the piss way. It's just that other people have implanted their mind with them being blocked. You've got to start. It doesn't matter what anyone else has told you. Just get that out of here. It doesn't matter, right? All they're doing is being a mirror for your consciousness, right? So stop saying you're blocked, right? My energy is clear. I'm open, available, and ready to receive, and I decide to have this thing, yeah? So you have to actually decide that I am going to have that, and that's how it is, right? So I decided, you know, a few years ago, I was going to manifest this spiritual business, which I've now done very successfully, right? And now I'm at the point where, as I said before, I'm now expanding that, and I'm deciding that I'm going to the next level in what I'm doing, and that's exactly what I'm doing, and it's already happening, yeah? It's super scary. Like I say, I do doubt myself, but I don't care, because I've decided that's happened, therefore this gets to happen, right? So for example, if you have, right, say you're right at the beginning of your journey, again, using the example of spiritual business, if you have received money in a way that feels good to you, from you giving your heart, from you doing service work, from one person, then it can happen again, and it can happen again, and it can happen again and again and again and again and again. And because it happened that many times, it can also be doubled, right? Because it's like you're building your the way that you receive, you're building your energy around the way that you receive, and you're expanding and saying, it's like your energy is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You're able to hold more. You're able to be the energetic container of more. So faith, it is like a muscle that you do build up and up and up and up over time, right? Okay. Yeah, so here is number 5 then, around why your manifestation is not here yet. So you feel frustrated and wish it would just hurry the fuck up, right? It's like, where's the thing? Hurry up. So this is like probably like one of the most common ones. But again, it's because you're not in that state of, I have received it is here now. And wishing that it would hurry up is not going to hurry it up. So you've got to find ways, playing little games with yourself. I'm quite a visual person of it being here, right? So I'll tell you what I did in the beginning of my business. I still do this actually. It's quite fun. I really enjoy it when I do this, and it happens, right? It's real. So I run primarily an online business, yeah. And in the beginning, what was I even doing? I was doing like coaching, I think relationship coaching for like empaths and sensitives and stuff like that. I've changed my direction. Can't even tell you how many times. And so I was like, right, how can, and I'd not sold a single like course or package or whatever you want to call it yet, or session, yeah. And I was like, right, how can I be in the state of receiving it now, but having something in my physical reality that tells me that I've already received this thing and I've got this amazing client or whatever. And so I created from my website like a little receipt thing that said on it like amazing client and whatever the package cost, it was like all on there. And I emailed it to myself. I used to email myself these like every other day, and I still do this sometimes, right, when I'm feeling like I'm doubting myself and stuff. So like I'd email it to myself, and then I'd open my email box in the morning and be like, oh my God, I've got a client. Yeah, oh my God. So, I'm telling you, this shit works. It's real, right? It actually works. And because my physical senses are focusing on what it is in front of me that tells me that I've actually received this client, yeah, it changed my energy around it. If it's not being here yet, no one likes me, nothing's working, right? And I would actually be looking at this receipt that told me that I had this amazing client, right? And so this is one of the ways that you can do it, yeah? So what else did I used to do? Yeah, you're going to say I'm really sad with this, but I don't care. Like, so with the relationship one as well, also works, yeah? If you're single, is sending yourself beautiful text messages, telling yourself how, you know, how great you are and how much you love yourself. And for some people watching this are going to be like, that is like the saddest thing ever. But again, it's like getting yourself into the state of, because manifestation is not what you do so much as who you be, right? And who you are being is the energetic state, right? And then you taking actions, inspired actions from the energetic state of having received it already, yeah? So it's all the same. I do talk a lot about the spiritual business thing because that's what I'm primarily focusing on now, is like creation and all of that, because I just love it, yeah. It's so powerful, and so many people feel stuck around this, like, where do I start? What do I do? And I spent honestly absolutely years of my life going around in circles, like investing a ridiculous amount of money on stuff that I didn't even need to be focusing on. Like, for example, I spent like £3,000. I never had this money, by the way. Like, I just manifested it as I went. I always put everything on a pay plan, and then I was like, I don't know, the money's going to happen. Yeah, so I spent like £3,000 on a Facebook ads, learning how to do Facebook ads, right? Creating Facebook ads, never used it, yeah. And then when I did come to use it 2 years later, because I was finally ready to do Facebook ads, the whole thing was completely irrelevant. So it's like, do you know what I mean? When what I could have been doing was doing the shit that I'm talking to you about now, and actually learning to tune in and go, what's the next, you know, all the stuff I'm talking about, what's the next right step for me? What do I need to do to manifest this thing? Okay. So hope you've enjoyed today. If you have enjoyed it, and in particular, you would love to know more about manifesting a successful spiritual business, I am creating a self-guided course that is going to be coming out in about 3 weeks' time. If you're interested in that, just send me a message or let me know, and I will send you the full information when it's ready. There's going to be options to work with me as well personally. Obviously, that's going to be like a bigger investment. It's not ready yet. It is definitely coming. I'm super excited about it. We're going to be covering all of this stuff in a lot more detail, but relevant to spiritual business. I'm going to be here every Thursday talking about manifestation, because I just love it. I love anything to do with manifestation. If you've got questions, leave questions below, and chances are I will probably make content around them. I'm also going to be putting everything on YouTube, so you can go back and watch stuff from previous, and like just really take in what I'm saying, because each time you sort of like hear it on a new level. So I hope you've enjoyed today, and as I say, if you're watching this later, do leave me a heart below. Sending you all lots of love and have a very beautiful evening. Okay, bye.